Hello and welcome to another episode where we break down big ideas into bite sized conversations. And today we have the lovely Ms. Vandana Chawla, a certified nutritionist, over 21 years of experience, a registered UK VRN nutritionist, a Dr. Sears lean coach, and an author of two books on maternal and child nutrition. She's also the guiding light behind a thriving online community of over 22,000 mothers focused on pediatric health. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today.
Thank
So,
you.
so let's get into the topic that we are going to talk about. This is something that every one of us is constantly thinking. Maybe as mothers, maybe as working professionals, everybody. That is snackable nutrition. The term sounds fun, but there are serious science behind it. So, ma'am, if we could quickly jump into what is exactly the snackable nutrition and why is it important, and then we'll have some questions followed by it.
Hi, Mahek. Thank you for the session. Yes, it's one of my favorite topics on snackable nutrition. And snackable nutrition has emerged as a modern solution to modern problems. It is a very trendy word. But it's not a buzz word. It is a lifestyle shift. It is a change in the lifestyle, we could say, which combines both convenience, wellness, and smart eating habits. So, when you said what is snackable nutrition, well, snackable nutrition refers to the practice of consuming all meals which are basically small, nutrient dense foods and in a fashion or a snack format instead of having the 3 day or three large meals that we normally take in a day. So it is like every 2 hours you're having small snacks, but they are all small, but at the same time they are nutrient dense foods that are being taken. So this is not just one day, but it has been followed on all the days, and it then becomes like a lifestyle which has been taken on the regular basis. So it's all about eating smaller, eating more condensed meals, but not necessarily eating less. The focus is basically on convenience, on balance, and on energy.
Right. So let's go a bit deeper in this concept. I am a bit curious to know, is this just about small portions or is there more to it?
It is not just small portions, but it is basically, as I said, it is nutrient dense foods. That means that when I say, let's have a thali, which is of roti, dal, chawal, and sabzi. If I have all of this, but now I combine everything together into a snack format, then it becomes a snackable meal or a snackable food. For
Right.
example, the same thing I can make it like, let's say, instead of having roti and rice both together, I just take rice and then having a dal separate, I put that into it. And instead of having, let's say, a vegetable separately, I put those vegetables also into that combination. So what I get is a simple vegetable khichdi, and along with that, if I add a dairy into it, it becomes a snackable meal. But for the I would say for the Gen Zs or for the generations of today, they want something which is more trendy, which is something which they can hold in their hands, which is easy to go on food. Then the same thing can be made into a something like a snackable wrap. For
Right.
example, I can have a combination of, let's say, a moong dal chila, into which I have done a stuffing of paneer or something with some veggies added into it. And then we have some tasty dips or chutneys also mixed into it. And then it becomes a complete meal in itself. Then there you do not have to have a roti, sabzi, dal, chawal taking separately as one thali, but just having one wrap, which becomes a snackable food or a snackable nutrition food.
Understood. So that sounds really interesting. But I have another question. How did this
Yeah.
idea come about? Like, is this something new or has it evolved over the time?
I would say the idea is not very new. Snacks were always part of our meals, but at the same time, the concept has become more popular over the period of time. The reason has been that busy lifestyles, which has been with hectic schedules, there is more work from home culture which is happening, particularly which started from the COVID times and is still continuing in certain organizations. There is no fixed time for work, there is no fixed time for meals also. And everyone, particularly nowadays, all the youngsters, they are going for something which is grab and go type of foods. So there the concept of snackable nutrition becomes much easier for them. Another is for the fitness freaks who are spending 1 month 2 hours in the gym, and they do not have the time to come home to have a proper sit down and have a proper meal. For them it is very important that they have some regular energy giving nutrient dense snacks which can keep them fit also, and at the same time boost their energy levels at the same time. And also the social media, it has actually popularized these snackable nutrition. Every now and then you see a lot of reels coming on where they are just showing a salad bowl and saying that this is a complete lunch for you, or showing a smoothie saying that this is a complete breakfast for you. So this has also popularized the whole concept of snackable nutrition.
Correct. But now the big question is snackable nutrition actually healthy, or is it just a clever name? I mean, if you could just share a few
Yeah.
examples. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Well, when you say whether it is healthy or not healthy, the concept of health always comes from how is it going to affect my health overall, number one. Number two is how is it going to have an impact on my weight. Number three is on my metabolism as such. So if it is falling, or I would say a tick mark on all these three categories, that it helps me to maintain a healthy weight, it helps to keep my metabolism well boosted, and plus it keeps me away from various type of age related diseases, or we call it as the non communicable diseases like we say diabetes or heart disease. Then I would say that this snackable nutrition is definitely healthy. Now when you said going for certain examples, the best thing is that you can create your own snackable food. How? The combination has to be that you need to have, number one is the lean proteins. What is lean protein? Lean protein coming from all your dals, all your beans, like we can say rajma, chana, soya, all of that. Along with that, eggs. If you are taking eggs, then eggs also become a good source of lean proteins. And along with that are dairy, like your yogurt, the homemade dahi, or Greek yogurt if you want to go for a little bit more fancy thing. And at the same time, homemade paneer or cheese, all of them becomes lean proteins. Plus healthy fats. Healthy fats would come from nuts, from seeds, from avocados. Then number three is healthy carbs. Healthy carbs will come from all whole grains or from millets, from various type of veggies, and also from the dals and rajma or chana. And finally, fiber. Fiber comes from your raw veggies and from your fruits. So all this, when it is combined, that is your lean protein. When you combine it with healthy fats, when you combine it with healthy carbs, you combine it with fiber, you get a snack which is healthy, and at the same time it is filling and it is nutrient dense. Now the examples that can be used over here is, suppose for a breakfast, if you go for something like an oats pudding or an oats smoothie, so it will have healthy carb coming from oats, number one. Then you have some healthy dairy which is also providing healthy fats. Then you add some nuts and seeds which is also giving you healthy fats. Then you are adding some fruits into it which will also give you some of the fiber, and plus you have the lean protein coming from the yogurt or from the milk that you have added. So all combined together, you get a smoothie which is falling into all the categories of the nutrition, plus it becomes a snackable food. Again, we can have salad bowls made out of veggies, fruits, some chickpeas added into it, and plus if you want to add some quinoa into it, some cheese, or some even just sorted paneer pieces into it, it becomes a healthy salad bowl, which is again a complete meal for your lunch. Then coming for your dinner, you can have something like a sandwich or a wrap. A wrap can be something made, as I said, with a whole wheat bread or a moong dal chila or a moong dal roti, and into that all your veggies have been put. Into that some yogurt dressing has been put, and then finally you wrap it up and you eat it. And some along with that you can have some healthy drink or a healthy beverage, and it completes the whole food, and that becomes your dinner. So this way you can have your breakfast, you can have your lunch, you can have your dinner also. And in between, if you are still hungry, you can go just for a mix of nuts, or you can go for a glass of coconut water, or you go for something like, let's say, a smoothie, which is just made with milk and fruits and no sugar added into it. All that becomes. But again, if you are very also at the same time, you go for those, I would say, comfort foods. Comfort foods means like your khichdi or your rice and dal, then in that rice, in that dal, you can add some veggies into it, or you make khichdi with a lot of vegetables added into it, and some nuts also added into it. It becomes a complete snackable food for you. That is another comfort food which you can enjoy if you get bored of eating just the snacks the whole day.
Yeah, correct. Right. But I mean, that sounds very lovely and very interesting. But on the flip
Right.
side, can snackable nutrition go wrong? Like, are there certain types of snacks that seem healthy but really aren't?
Yes, that is very right. And you raised a very good question, because the sad part of snackable nutrition is that it can definitely turn unhealthy. For example, it is very easy to overeat these snacks. So
Mhm.
if I tell you, okay, in your diet plan, that please go for just one wrap made of one chapati with a lot of sabzis and a lot of salads and a lot of other dressings that you have put, but then you feel that, oh, I'm just having one wrap, your mind will tell you that no, this is not sufficient. You may go for two wraps, you may add
Mhm.
some chips into it, you may add something else. So the chances of overeating is more, and also there is nothing as a portion control. Then another thing is that when we have a thali in front of us, and when we look at a portion of, let's say, a katori of dal, some amount of rice, and some amount of vegetables added into it, then it is more of a mindful and a structured eating that you are having. But here you can go out of the structure. So you end up eating slightly more because you feel that, oh, I'm eating only khichdi and dahi, that's it. Let me have some more. Maybe I'll get hungry again. So there is no structure to it. And secondly, some of the packaged healthy foods, which are termed as healthy but are not actually healthy, they are loaded with sodium, they are loaded with salt, they are loaded with sugar, they are loaded with preservatives, additives, and added sugar. Like a lot of those protein bars, a lot of those other healthy cookies which are being served in the market or which are easily available, or some of those smoothies which are available in the market, which you never look at into the nutrition labels, and you say, oh, this is made of all the healthy foods, so it's easy, why should I make this at home, and you just pick it up from the supermarket. That can be all unhealthy. And another is, it may not suit everyone's needs, because some of the people, or some even from the present generation, I would say, they have their old mindset of eating a proper food, sitting on a dining table and having a proper plate and a thali, or having your proper meals. So therefore, this can go unhealthy as long as you are not controlling on the portion, as long as your mind keeps telling you it is a snack and it is not a meal, as long as you are not reading the labels of the foods that you are buying from the outside market, and then you end up eating a lot of sugar, a lot of additives, and a lot of preservatives through just one bar or one snack that you are having. And finally, at the end of the day, you still continue to feeling, oh, I am missing my own comfort food. So that is something which can definitely go against the snackable food.
Right. So that was pretty insightful. And now, finally, I have a question. What are some simple tips that all of us can follow to build a snackable meal that is both tasty and nutrition, and which can go within our busy life as well?
Okay. So in that case, if you are like a really a busy person and you prefer to have those kind of snacks, and let's say out of 7 days in a week, if 5 days you say that these are my working days and I would like to have the snackable food throughout the day, and the 2 days I can have my type of regular meals, it is quite possible to go ahead with this kind of food. But again, number one, you have to plan ahead. You need to know that if it is for tomorrow, what should be my morning snack, what should be my mid afternoon, what should be my lunch, what should be my so everything has to be planned. Because if you need to have let's say a nut mix at home, then your nuts have to be kept ready, your hummus has to be kept ready, your other things have to be kept ready. Then again, your focus has to be always on macros. When I say macros, it is macronutrients. That means you always make sure that there is some protein, there is some fiber, there is some healthy fats, everything is there, because that is going to give you sustained energy, because the snack should not make you feel hungry after 1 hour. Thirdly, you have to watch the sugar, because if you are buying, I'm not saying all the foods that are available in the market are really bad and are really loaded with sugar. Because the other day, in one of the supermarket in Mumbai, I picked up something like a buckwheat cookie, and I was very impressed because being a nutritionist, I immediately read onto the nutrition label, and I found that it had only 2 grams sugar and very little preservatives being added, and had a very small shelf life also. So thereby, I picked up that, and later I realized that it had buckwheat flour, that is the kuttu ka atta. It had almond flour also. It had some nuts added into it, and it had little bit of almond butter also added into it. Very less sugar, and I had it during my Navratri time, and I was very happy because it gave me that comfort feeling of having my tea with a cookie or a biscuit. And at the same time, I was not feeling guilty or bad that I'm eating something which is loaded with sugar. So what I'm trying to say is that all the snacks which are bars or these cookies which are available in the market, they are not necessarily loaded with sugar. Only thing required from your side is that you should read the labels, make sure that they are not having too much of sugar or too much of other preservatives or additives. Now, another thing is always keep yourself hydrated in between the two snacks. Keeping yourself hydrated means that there will be control over the cravings for the food, and plus your body needs water also throughout the day, particularly when it is a peak summer time. Or even if it is not summer, or even if you are not moving out but you are indoors and you are under air condition throughout the day, your body is getting dried internally. So you require water to rehydrate yourself. And finally, you have to make sure that it is, you have to avoid straight eating from the bag, or when you are distracted, or when you are feeling bored, or when you are feeling low or sad or depressed, because at that time, the chances are that you may end up eating more of food or more of these snacks. So therefore, if I need to give you the tips, one is plan ahead. Number two, focus on all the macros. Number three is read the labels and check for the sugar content on any of the market bought snackable food. Number four is always keep yourself hydrated. And number five, whether it is snackable food or any other food, mindful eating is the key to keep yourself healthy.
Right. That was incredibly insightful. And I'm very sure that we are walking away today with practical tips we can start using. Right.
Okay.
But before
Yeah.
we sign off, ma'am, I would want a few parting words from your side.
Okay. I can only say one thing, Mehek, that snackable nutrition isn't just a trend. It's a mix of, I would say, a modern life combined with mindful eating. When it is done in a right way, and when it is taken in a proper way with a proper understanding and also planning ahead, you will definitely be able to plan out something which is very smart, which is healthy, and at the same time giving you a sustained energy. So whether you are a workaholic person, whether you are working from home, whether you are just a homemaker working at home itself, or whether you are a, I would say, a modern generation person, it suits the your as long as it suits your lifestyle, as long as it suits your needs. Snackable nutrition can be a healthy way to get started with.
Right. Thank you once again, ma'am, for joining us and sharing your wisdom. And to
Thank you.
everyone, if you found today's episode helpful, do share it. Until next time, stay healthy and snack smart.